Good evening, all. Good evening to the panelists. Good evening to my President General of the Joint Trade Union Movement. Good evening to Comrade Sister Rosa May Whitaker and my Chair of the Joint Trade Union Women Arm. This evening, I took up the task of the buying power and the spending power of our budget presentation 2022. Today, as women leaders in the labor movement, we bring our perspective to bear on the components of the budgetary measures and how they impact women. Ladies and gentlemen, our women are in the kitchen. We are the ones who are feeling the heat. So we are here to speak up and speak out as it influences and to shape the required adjustments this evening. My contribution this evening to this debate will be on the impact of purchasing power of women who, as head of household, single parents, or caregivers for dependents, have to juggle limited resources to ensure the survival of their loved ones. It must be noted that this challenge is not only limited in Trinidad and Tobago, but around the world. And let us all agree to the term of purchasing power. The amount of goods and services one unit of a currency can buy, and in other words, what can my TNT dollar do for me? And as you walk the streets of Port of Spain, you will see the less fortunate. You might throw a little coins to them. They don't want any coins. What that could buy, you know, that cannot buy a bread, that cannot buy anything to drink. So we're looking at that in the 22-22 budget. And I will try to list some of the factors that affect consumer purchasing power, and this will be followed by identifying the policy measures in the budget 2022. And these factors include inflation, tax, duties and fees, employment, and you know that is big in the trade union, where salary and wage level influence purchasing power in an economy. And to this, the employment rate is very high, wages are low, it is stagnant, so purchasing power is very limited. Also, we have less ability to purchase even the basic necessities. We are fully aware that wages have been held stagnant, as I said before, for a while, and the pandemic has negatively impacted employment levels. Also, we have supply and demand. Where demand outstrips supply, higher prices ensue. We could just recall as when we have flooding or a lot of rain, where we have with food prices in terms of in the market, vegetables and those things, all those prices are very high. So we look at the budget and what they call it, resilience in the face of a global pandemic. One, they have removal of VAT on basic food items, utility rebates, but that is not really helpful to the lowest of the low income. We have subsidy on kerosene and LPG, but this measure can certainly add to purchasing power, but is dependent on the level of subsidy. Liberalization of fuel with due regard to the impact on lower income individuals. They also have removal of all custom duties and VAT on therapy equipment for persons with hearing impairment and physical abilities. This could serve a significant contribution to avoid affordability for those persons whose purchasing power may be limited. While these measures may certainly help with improving consumer purchasing power, we must still ask ourselves whether in fact they are enough to achieve such an objective. Maybe the real question is whether there is a pursuit of such an objective. What about other policy initiatives that is still required? Are there sufficient initiatives on inflation given the impact of the pandemic? Food security can serve as a major contributor to purchasing power. Are these measures for addressing same through agriculture and food productions? Let us explore, discuss, and see what is available to us. I thank you.